Hey, how's it going, guys? This is my first YouTube video. Uh, we are working on a 2002 Chevy Tahoe, and we are yanking the engine out and going to put it into a 1982 El Camino. Not a big engine, 4.8. I was looking around a 5.3, a 6.0, but people wanting way too much money for it. So I was able to get this, pouring out slowly. Got the hood sold, fenders, some stuff in the interior, doors, windows were sold. Those are different doors. Um, but this engine is almost out. There is that Valley lift plate. I did get that off Amazon. We'll see how that works out. It looks very sturdy for $27, $28. Can't complain. It is very sturdy, very well made. But follow me on this journey of LS swapping a G body. So I've seen a lot of YouTube videos, and it's tough to find a YouTube video on how to really complete a G body LS swap, especially not on a El Camino. Yes, I am doing it on the lift, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be doing it on the floor in gravel and dirt. I know it's a luxury to have a lift. Even though I'm going to do it on a lift, I want to show you guys of what it would look like underneath to LS swap a G body. That way it's a better understanding. Instead of me crawling underneath the vehicle in gravel trying to record myself doing something, instead I can show you guys properly how to do it, and you guys should be able to locate it under your G body. I do have a lot of parts that I ordered, so I'll show you guys all that stuff. And yeah, so we will see how this goes. And it's gonna be a lot of trial and error. This is my first LS swap, so if something gets messed up, you guys will see it. This is not going to be the beauty of the LS comes out, LS goes in, starts right up the first time. No, you will see me putting this in. If there's an error, you will see it, because I know nothing ever goes smoothly. All right, here are some parts that I was able to acquire for now. This is the wiring harness. It's a cheap harness. Got it on sale. I know a lot of people have issues with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hook the LS engine onto an engine stand and hook this all up and start it. See if it starts. Now, again, like when I was mentioning that you guys will see trial and error. We'll see if this works. Then it was a good buy, or hey, spend the extra money and get an actual wiring harness. These are the motor mounts off Amazon. Those are mid-poly, and we'll see how they do. Haven't test fitted anything, but it says it all fits on a G body. This is the old Crossmenber. That is the new one for 4L60E. The only thing I need is a transmission mount. You can see it does have two giant rectangle openings for a true dual exhaust. But you could see the big difference between a turbo 350 Crossmenber compared to the 4L60. For the price that I got this for, which I will put the link down, it was worth the money. That is a nice looking Crossmenber. All right, so here is the car that we are going to put that 4.8 in. So it's a 1982 El Camino. Later on when I take off the car cover, you guys see how it looks. It's pretty much dent free. Looks really, really nice looking. Did have a 350 in it. That's been taken out and sold. It just been sitting back here collecting dust. Haven't done anything to it for the past 8 years. Besides, engine blew up, put another transmission in it. Left it alone. Carburetor started puking everywhere, and rebuilt the carburetor, but it is still a no-go. So what I did was, I'm tired of playing with it, and the engine that was in it is like, was 25 years old, 30 years old, has been moved, so it started leaking oil at every orifice, so I had to pull the engine out anyway. So instead, I wanted to LS swap it, so that way I can go to car shows, and when some old guy sees it and believes there's a 350 in it, and when I open it up sees an LS, that'll be badass. I have not yet seen an LS in a classic car around here. Yeah, you know, there's some here and there, but a lot of guys out here, they like to run big blocks or, you know, 350 small blocks. Um, haven't seen a lot of El Caminos out and about. You know, I know there's one out here, but you know, I'm trying to bring the glory back on this El Camino.